not against each other. We're co-op buddies. Co-op buddies. We're co-op buddies. We're co-op buddies.
Now, mostly everybody here is a multi-console owner, right?
Yes.
Every console.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Sometimes when the games, comes out multi-console, I kind of want to see which is the better version. Ultimately, most people say the 361 is, better, which in a lot of cases it does have the better version. But there's been cases where the PS3 has the better version. Case in point, LA Noire. Now, do you guys prefer to wait and see, like maybe check out a Digital Foundry and see what they have to say about it, or is it a console preference for you guys?
It depends. Like, I'm all about which one looks better, and you just told me about that site, and I'm definitely gonna check into it from now on.
Mm-hmm.
But I really base what system I'm gonna be getting the game for by how many friends are gonna be getting it for that system, and if it's just a single player only game, then I'll get it for the 360 if it looks better. But if it's an online game and they have a lot of people that are getting it for this system and it looks worse, I'll get it for that system, the system that everyone's playing on. It just really depends on how many people are going to be playing it that I know, and just if it's single player or multiplayer wise.
Now, how do you feel about that?
If that makes any sense.
No, it does. It does. How do you feel about that, Hollow?
Well, for me, it's like I just ask myself one question: does it have achievements? If the answer is yes, then I get it for the Xbox. And if the answer is no, then I wait.
Until it gets
oh my god, I just died in 2 hits. What just happened? You ran me over?
A little bit.
You ran me over.
A little bit.
A little bit. Anyways, yeah, it has to. Yeah, if it has achievements, then I'll definitely go Xbox. I mean, stuff like God of War. Obviously, you don't have much of a choice, but I'm not like I could be playing like a game like Halo 1 where it's like very bland textures and boringness, and I don't care.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
like I prefer that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, if you play Call of Duty with me, you'll hear me rage that people hide in bushes. I freaking hate bushes. Like bushes can, God. Like I remember in Halo 3, they were like, "Oh, we gave our artists more like liberty to draw to like put shit on the map," and I'm like, great. Now there's gonna be Spartans hiding in bushes and like little dark corners, and that's exactly what happened.
That's kind of how I feel about Battlefield. Them adding prone now, where people can lay flat, and they're huge maps. Well, not really huge, but just pretty big maps with a lot of bushes, like you said, and I could just see people camping for days.
Yeah, like I mean, for multiplayer, I don't care about the graphics. Like I'd rather actually more simplified, like Counter-Strike 1.6 graphics, like really like old school. But for like single player, I like my shiny games, like Crisis.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now, what about you? Does it matter, like graphics, or do you have just your console preference where you automatically say, "Well, I'm gonna get it for Xbox or PS3"?
Or PC.
Yes, or PC.
I do have a PC that works now, but it always changes. It used to be PC only, like screw consoles, and then got the Xbox, or the PC died, and then I'm like, screw PCs. But I have mostly Xbox games. I don't know, I just prefer the controller.
Right.
Like
See, there's nothing wrong with that. I hate when people kind of immediately attack someone, because they have a preference and they go towards the typical, "Oh, you're a fanboy," and this and that. And it's hey, people have a preference, just like you go to a shoe store. They have a wide variety of shoes, but someone might just happen to want just Nikes. What are you, a Nike fanboy? No.
How dare you buy Nikes? You should be buying Reebok.
That
even still exists.
Yeah, it does. But that's a preference, and people just don't seem to get it sometimes, So
Yeah.
I don't care. It's just, I like the PS3. It's just, I like the Wii too, but I'm just can't stand the Wii mode itself. But
right.
like, I mean, I'll buy anything for any system. It's just I
You basically
collect
want to
for
play a good
360.
game. Yeah.
No, like I mean, the Wii has good games, but I'm not going to get into it. But like, I'll buy it. All my friends play on Xbox, right? Like I've been on Xbox Live since Halo 2. So like I just think like buying all my games on Xbox is the better choice, although like I do like to play on PS3 once in a while. Like I have friends that play Call of Duty, so I went out and bought Modern Warfare 2 to play with them, and same with Street Fighter, so like to me it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like I really hate the guys who are like, oh well, PS3 is stupid. Well, that's just probably because they can't afford a PS3.
Right. No, I agree. I agree.
Because I mean, they're essentially the same thing.
Yes.
It's just do you want a Blu-ray player or do you want something that does online better?
Yeah, it's just features that set them apart, really.
Yeah.
Which I know you're gonna get someone's just gonna hear this and go apeshit and say, "Oh, well, the cell processor and this and that," and yes, Uncharted. Let's get it out the way. It looks great, but
it does.
It's like you said,
It's
they're
one game.
essentially the same thing. Yes, and it is one game, and it's the developers that actually take the time to make that game look, as good as it does.
Well, because from what I heard is the developers actually developed for 360 and then ported it over to PS3. So that's why like a lot of games will actually run worse on the PS3 than they do on the 360.
Right.
And like games like Uncharted, Killzone are just a perfect example of like the power that the PS3 actually does have, but like it's too hard to develop for, is from what I understood.
Yeah,
so.
they made the architecture
Like, I mean,
of the system too difficult.
Yeah, but like the PS3 does have more power than the 360 from what I'm aware, and like if they took advantage of that, I think it would be like a much superior graphically system. That made no sense,
Right.
but you know what I mean.
No, I totally get what you're saying. But for me, as far as like the graphics, I do try to pick, which system it'll look better. Like if it's a major difference, yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with the better version. If it's because PS3 games tend to be a lot lighter as far as brightness and contrast go.
Well,
So
like this.
if that's the small difference, then I'll have been going the route of the PS3 because I've been through 4 Xboxes and I kind of raged on Microsoft, but we made up, and that's besides the point. But
I agree.
I'll go with sometimes a PS3 version, but I chose this because I believe they started off. This was a PC game.
Really?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know.
I have no idea.
So when I heard that, it was like a no-brainer. I'm getting it for the 360 because technically the 360 is simple to program for, like a PC. So it was a no-brainer to get it for this system. But yeah. That ends the console, the graphic debate or discussion.
Yeah, I think if we get any more into it, we'll start like a nerdy rage console war again.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a pointless one at that too, because we're not really talking about that. We're talking about Dead Island.
Yes, great game
Hey,
with bugs, but it's still good.
absolutely.
Now, what would you compare this game to if you had to, compare it to some, because I know you hear people saying Fallout, and then you hear the Borderlands comparison, and
I wouldn't compare it to Borderlands. I don't know about you guys, but
I wouldn't either. I don't know where they get that from, but
the health bars maybe of the zombies. That's the only thing that kind of.
I don't see it. I mean, I don't see how it
The
reminds me of
weapons.
Borderlands.
Every weapon has different stats. It's kind of always the
mean-
same weapon.
Yeah, there's
kinda
not.
like Borderlands.
There's not a lot of weapons. There's not as many weapons as Borderlands.
I say that Flip's gonna be pissed.
he's gonna hunt
He's
you
gonna
down.
fucking
Yeah.
rage.
Yeah.
I made fun of Borderlands. End of the freaking world.
Now I heard
But,
somebody say a reference to WoW.
Wow.
I did.
Yeah, was that you?
Oh, the
When I first saw the
when you
colored
level up.
weapons,
yeah,
like
Okay.
orange, like I guess that's in Borderlands as well.
purple.
But orange, purple,
Yeah.
green. I thought of WoW first.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I did too. But I wouldn't like say this is like wow. It's
No.
just takes something that a lot of RPGs are taking now. Almost every RPG does that now. Like action-based RPG, not Final Fantasy.
Now, is this pretty much the ender for you? Because I know a lot of people are getting kind of tapped out with zombie games. You know, it's like it seems like everything now is just zombie this, zombie that. Would you say this was a completely different spin to it, or do you still feel that this kind of has that bottom line, the same kind of premise of every other zombie games? It's just got a couple little added features to it. Anybody?
Well, I guess I'll answer it because no one's talking. You guys are all like goblins. But honestly, with like the zombie games, like I wasn't a fan of Left 4 Dead because I found it was really boring to go through the same level over and over and over again. Like after the first time, it was more than enough.
Yeah.
But this is like a really interesting, awesome take on it, and like I think if they made more games like this, I don't mind what the hell I'm killing. Like a zombie, anything that's like that my reticule turns red and I need to kill it. Like I'm all in for it. If it has to die and it's at my hands, and then I'll be good.
What about you, Mal? Oh, did he drop?
I think you might have put him to sleep with your long questions.
Is that what it was? Mal, you live?
Yeah, I'm here.
So what do you think, man? You already forgot the question?
No, I was too busy concentrating.
On swinging a mallet to kill a zombie.
Yep, no. Well, I mean, I totally agree with what he said. I mean, I have the same opinion.
All right, pretty much in a nutshell, he's siding with Hollow on that.